Reverse engineering is the easiest way to build an aesthetic body fast. In this video, I'm gonna show you a short hack that literally takes 10 minutes to implement or so, and it allowed me to build my dream body in less than 2 years while actually still enjoying my life, and it was because of this hack called reverse engineering. No disrespect to anyone, but a lot of big guys that give this sort of advice on the internet have insane genetics and they've never gone through the actual problem. And once you're ready, you can get the exact workout program that I used to build my body from this to this. Go click that once you're ready. All right, let's do this. So what is reverse engineering? We're gonna use Google for this one. All right, so reverse engineering is the act of dismantling an object, or you can say breaking into a small parts an object to see how it works. It is done primarily to analyze and gain knowledge about the way something works, but often is used to duplicate or enhance the object. And that is exactly what we want to do. In other words, we're gonna take the goal, the main goal, which is building the aesthetic body, the V-taper, the dream body. We're gonna apply and use reverse engineering, and we're gonna get in the end all the parts and the small parts and the steps that you need to take in order to achieve it. So, a way simpler version. We're gonna start from finish and we're gonna go to the start. We're not gonna start from the start and go to the finish. We're gonna start from finish to start. All right, so let's go through this step by step. Number one, we have a couple of criteria here that I wrote. Number one is to get the 1 to 1.6 waist to shoulder ratio. So the waist is 1 and then the distance between the shoulders is 1.6. If you get around that, then you're good to go. You have enough, you have wider shoulders, small chest, you get that V taper. Number two, overall muscle development. We don't just want the shoulders to be wider, we want overall muscle development, but we don't need a lot of muscle. All right, and now low body fat percentage, because we want to get leaner, we want to get the veins, we want to get the abs. And then 4, you need consistency. We need to stay consistent in order to achieve all of these 3 things. Now if we can check all of these, we got an aesthetic body. Okay, so let's go through them step by step. So the shoulder to waist ratio. For that, we want to build muscle mass, specifically in the shoulders and in the middle fibers of the deltoid muscle. The deltoid muscle is basically the shoulder muscle that we say we train our shoulders, but the middle part, the middle fibers. The way to achieve that is through resistance training. Now, in resistance training, we can achieve resistance training by 2 things: lifting weights or calisthenics. There's probably more options, but these 2 are the easiest ones to get an aesthetic body fast. So feel free to choose the one that you like. However, I would say that the gym is easier for most people, and we're going to tell you why. The reason for that is because with calisthenics, if you're a complete beginner, you need a lot of muscle coordination. You need a lot of muscles that are going to be involved. You need to do some movements that beginners are simply not going to be able to do. Some of them are going to be able to do them, but most of them no. And it can be discouraging if you start something and you cannot do it from the beginning. So that's why I say lifting weights, go to the gym. You have everything there. You have the dumbbells, the machines, the kettlebells, everything is ready for you to use. Now, we have a way to build muscle. So let's say by now you have either lifting weights or calisthenics. Next thing is to train the shoulders using the gym or calisthenics, like I said, 2 times per week. And now I'm not gonna overcomplicate this. 2 times per week. You can go with 3 times per week. You can go with once per week, but going once per week, I warn you, is not gonna give you the fastest results. And going 3 times per week is probably going to be too much for you. So stick with 2 times per week. All right. What exercises should you do? That's the next question. And that's a legit question. So shoulders in this order. The exercises in this order. any form of lateral raises, and the best option here is going to be a machine lateral raises. Then it's going to be probably the dumbbells, and then the last one I would say the cable lateral raises. The second one that you want to do is the reverse pec deck, and there's a reason for that. The rear part or of the posterior part of the deltoid muscle of the shoulder is neglected by most people, so we want to grow that in order to get that full shoulder look. And then the shoulder press, and the reason for that is because when we train our chest, we're gonna target a lot of the front delt, so we do that last exercise because we got a lot of development in here. Now we need to learn how to perform, so go ahead and watch a tutorial for each exercise. How many sets? I want you to start with 10 sets per week and grow to 20 sets per week in the next months. What about the reps? Anywhere from 5 to 30 reps. There's no wrong answers here. Now, overall muscle development. It's the same with the shoulders, but different exercises. So I'm going to give you the ones that you need to do here. For the chest, we look at pec deck, dumbbell press, incline press. For the back, we want to do pull-ups, lat pull down, wide row to chest, not to belly, but to chest to target the thickness of the back, and then lat prayers. And for the arms, easy bar curls, incline dumbbell curls, overhead, triceps extensions, and skull crushers. Let's take a look at the body fat percentage. Okay, we need low body fat because we want to get visible abs and veins, all right? So I would say 10 to 15% body fat, and we achieve this with a calorie deficit. And I'm gonna give you an example here. So the calories are a way to measure how much energy is in food. It's like the meter, we use the meter in order to calculate the distance between point A and point B. So that's a calorie, a way to measure how much energy is in food. Let's say, for example, you can eat 1 chocolate bar a day, every single day. And you go ahead and every single day you buy 1 chocolate bar and you eat 1 chocolate bar, and at the end of the day you don't have any more chocolate left. Next day you buy 1, you eat 1, no chocolate left. And do that for a couple of weeks and months. You're not gonna store any chocolate in your fridge, in your house, because you buy 1 and you eat 1 every single day. But what happens if you start to buy 2 chocolate bars a day? Where you're gonna buy 2 chocolate bars a day, but you can eat only 1. So you're gonna buy 2, you're gonna eat 1, and at the end of the day, you're gonna have 1 more left. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna store that chocolate bar for later. Next day, you buy 2 more. You eat 1, and you store 1 more. Now you have 2 chocolate left store. Next day, you buy 2, eat 1, store 1, and you do this, and at the end of the year, you're gonna have a full stack of chocolate. That's exactly how gaining fat happens. You eat more than you need. At the end of the day, you store, and you do that repeatedly. At the end of the day, at the end of a year, you're gonna have a lot of body fat and energy stored as body fat. What happens when you're cutting? So the same situation, you can eat 1 chocolate bar a day, but let's say now you buy half of chocolate bar a day. So then you're gonna eat that half of the chocolate, but you still crave the other half. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go to the storage where you have the full stack of chocolates. You're gonna go ahead and grab the other half from there. And if you repeatedly do this, at the end of the year, you're gonna finish the full stack of the chocolates that you have stored. That's exactly how gaining fat and losing fat and maintaining your body weight happens. Now we want to eat less calories. So I want to start with 300 calories a deficit to do and if you want to do that, cut out or change the high calorie foods that you eat. So for example, take a look at what you eat in a day. So you may find that you drink regular sodas that have a couple of 100 calories. you will find that maybe you eat some sweets, maybe you snack, and those together are probably going to be worth 300 calories or more. So I wanted to cut those out or change those with something else, maybe fruits that are low in calories. All right. And then also start to do 150 minutes of cardio per week. That's not only for losing and burning calories, but also for your cardiovascular system, for your overall health, for the heart, and all that stuff. To do the deficit, you need to know your maintenance. All right. So if I tell you subtract 300 calories, but from what? So we need to find that number first. So I want you to take your body weight in pounds, multiply it by 15, and then multiply it by, multiply it by 14, and then multiply it by 16. And you're going to get two numbers. I want you to eat between that range. And you eat that between that range for a week, and you take a look at your weight. If your weight goes up, that's probably a surplus, so subtract a little bit more calories and experiment one more week. If your weight stays the same, perfect, that's your maintenance. And if your weight goes down, add a little bit more calories and experiment one more week. As for the consistency, I'll give you the best mindset that will literally get you up and go to the gym right now. Imagine a grandfather, never worked out in his life, but he's just starting out, going to the gym, he's starting to eat good, sleeps well, train hard. He does all the things I mentioned above. Do you think he will make gains? And you're probably going to say, yeah, but it's going to take a long time. And my answer to you is that, yes, that's true, but because he's old, you're not. Or you're probably not old. You can imagine that if he keeps going, he will make some gains. All right. So if he keeps going and he does the right things, in a couple of years, maybe 3, 4 years, he's going to get some gains. He's going to change his body. He's going to have a transformation, right? And that's the same with you, but it's going to be much faster. So if you do the right things and for long enough, the gains are guaranteed. There's no such thing as genetics, or the genetics play a role in how you look and how fast you're going to get it. But if you do the right things, for most people, they're going to get there in 1 year, 2 years, something like that. All right. So once you're ready, if you don't want to deal with any of the bullshit and do anything yourself, you go to the link in the description, get the workout program that I use to build my body from this to this. It's not only a workout program, it's much more stuff. Go click that once you're ready.